Hi. Hi. Thank you. I was only a toddler in kindergarten school, learning my English alphabet, recognizing color, and reciting nursery rhymes when things fell apart. I still remember there was pandemonium all around as teachers and parents and students all were running in and out of the building in utter confusion. Not knowing what to do as a kid, I sat in my little chair and wondered, but when is my uncle coming to take me home? Because he usually did that. All of a sudden, he appeared through the door panting like some haunted animal, soaked up in sweat. Without a word, he grabbed me and put me on his shoulder, and we hurried home. By the time we settled in, I noticed that the rest of my family had already gathered in the living room with blank expression on their faces. As I raced about the living room trying to find something to eat, I noticed that travel bags had already been parked. And just like that, we were about to flee in a neighboring country in search of safe haven. Now, that was the beginning of Liberia's brutal civil crisis, which began in 1989. I wasn't a kid, but I still do remember. This year, we celebrate a decade of peace and stability. But for the past 10 years, there has been a yearly succession of uprisings caused by young people who are so passionate about social change. Often overwhelmed by their passion to effect social change through youth activism, a lot of these youngsters are constantly causing a series of public disturbances all across the country. Now, my dream is to change this notion among many Liberian youth that only with violence can one achieve instant result. That is not the case. Dialogue, communication, civil engagement are the best way forward, are the most universally accepted approaches to dealing with such issues, and not by violence. Currently, my organization, Project Peace for Liberia, conducted a needs assessment survey back in Liberia to ascertain the actual needs of these young people. And some of them were asked, what could be some remedies to curtail the ever-increasing culture of violence among young people? Interestingly, 50% out of 100 respondents suggested the need for adequate extracurricular programs in the form of regular talent exhibition, career interest display, and regular youth debate forums so that they can express themselves. Now, these are the best ways forward to promoting a non-violent approach to seeking redress. The survey also suggests that such activities are not present within the Liberian society, and there is great need to start one. And policymakers too must contribute in the process by listening to the plight of young people when they are disenfranchised. On the other hand, young people must understand that change does not take place overnight, because the time for crisis does not change automatically to a condition of peace and prosperity. Effort must be taken to end it. This shows the creative attitude that men must take if society is to be put into order. Based on these findings, I was able to come up with the idea to create a program that will address the needs of these young people, that will give them the platform for them to express themselves in the absence of violence. And so we designed a project called Eureka Literary Cafe, which will create a common ground for these youngsters to come and express themselves through various art forms, like poetry, like short films, music and dance, youth debate, with the aim to reduce youth violence by teaching youngsters to express themselves through creative communication. Eureka Literary Cafe will be launched as a 7-month pilot project in Monrovia of next year. Also, as an extended link to this center, our target group will be trained in various school groups. Something like a speech and literary club will be established, permanent clubs where they can receive training, basic training in nonviolent communication, poetry, short films, and a lot of art forms that they can use effectively to effect change without causing any chaos. Just as a token of the many exhibits that will be shown in our center, I'd like to do a stanza of one of my favorite slam poems with the title Dreams. And I'd like to dedicate this to my fellow social visionaries here present today who are still dreaming to make this world a better place for everyone. Anytime I go to sleep, I pray to God. I pray for nothing less but the very best for every boy and every girl the world over. To go to school stress-free and live in peace and harmony. And that the parents wouldn't worry about the meager earnings, but expect better raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about the Middle East and the African dream. I pray for lasting peace and better life in the West African South region, and then the Middle East, so the violence can cease, that all of my people will live in peace and tolerance in spite of the difference. The Asians, Europeans, Africans, and Americans will all unite. Dear Lord, give us another chance so we can hold hands, dance together, sing one song till all the troubles are gone. But for now, stay in the moment, close your eyes, dream like you'll never fall asleep again. This is for all my partners and collaborators in crime. Do you feel me? This is a declaration to the vision of my imagination for better civilization, that nothing comes easy. It takes more dedication, more education, more practice, and change of mind. Despite the many opposition trying to hold us down, but never grumble in the midst of any worthwhile struggle. Just look around and help your blind brothers and sisters who can't afford a nickel or dime, instead of waste $900,000 more money on wine. This my dream. It's deeply rooted in my childhood fantasies, when I used to sit and wonder at the blue skies, reminiscing by the way I used to think about my house among the stars, spotless bright, pretty kids with perfect smiles. Well, that was the fairy side of my life history. Growing up was another episode. I'm so glad now I know that life is no crystal stairs, because to every dream, you need to sleep less, wake up early, work harder. Only can you achieve the very best. But for now, stay in the moment, close your eyes, dream like you will never, ever fall asleep again. Thank you.